The Bloxham here, we're going to cut some fruit up here because we've got some different fruit. Melon, pineapple, banana, apple, orange. That's a symbol we're not going to use, but I was just going to show you that because that's really hard for fruit salad, because we're not just going to peel it and segment it, which you could do. A plum and some grapes, and also we're going to find out which one's the cheapest out of these per 100 grams of actually prepared fruit. I've got all the prices. The only ones I haven't got is the plums, and I've got a cheesecake here, baked cheesecake we made. We're going to make a rainbow on there. Well, this is for do with the National Health on the food teachers page. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut up the pineapple. Now this is only half a pineapple, 50p's worth. So so this is 50p. So we're going to weigh it. Obviously we got 500 grams out of it. Will only be 10p per 100 grams. But I reckon we're going to get at least 200 grams of this. So it's going to be roughly 25p. As you can see, this one's slightly overripe. That's why it's got loads of eyes in it here, or too many eyes. I started doing it yesterday. Yeah, I think I cut it yesterday, and it's got more where maybe it's been cut up and I put it in the fridge, so we're going to lose some of it here. I think this is a little bit bruised. Now, so we're going to cut all the eyes out. Normally they're diagonal. Right, so some of this is bruising, and I also found out the other day in a quiz, pineapples, they're made up of actually all seeds, all the bits like the segments on them, they reckon they're all seeds. It was in some quiz the other day. I think it was on The Chase or something. So I've still got some brown bits. It's normally really easy to cut out. As you can see, they're quite deep. So I'm going to lose quite a lot of the pineapple here, so make sure you don't let it go overripe. Partly, when I did it the other day, it wasn't too bad, but it's got a lot worse. I've got a compost bin here, all my rubbish goes in the compost bin. When we're using a knife, we always try and cut downwards. So with this one here, we cut it in half. You can't really eat the cores. It's edible, but it's a bit chewy, so we're going to cut that out. You can get an actual like a ring, so you can cut it out into rings. So this will all be okay. I don't know if we put the scales away. I think I've got the scales away. I'll get the scales out again in a minute, because we're going to weigh this. I reckon there's at least 200 grams here for 50p. That'll be 25p per 100 grams. I'll still a bit in here, as you can see. Yes, so make sure that you have a pineapple that's definitely not too ripe. Otherwise we're wasting quite a lot of it. So then we cut it up. Oh, we're going to do a rainbow. So this can be our yellow fruit for the rainbow. When we do the rainbow, I might have to cut it a little bit smaller. So you don't need it too small. So now we're just going to get my scales out. Are the scales out already, cameraman, or not? Are they already out? Oh, they're there. They're already out. I wonder whether I can see them in the cupboard. So we're going to move that to there. Put the scales on. We're going to have to zero it. That's zeroed. I reckon there's a good 200 grams, so we make sure there's no horrible brown bits though. Don't want that, there's not. But I reckon if I didn't cut out the brown bits, we'd have got even more than this. So I reckon it's going to be probably less than 200 grams now, because I think I've wasted too much. So that's 192 grams. So we need to do, it's 50p. So it's, Alexa, what's 50 divided by 1.92?
50 divided by 1.92 is 26.0417.
26p. So we're just going to write that down on my, I'm just going to go and get a pen. 26p, that would have been a lot cheaper. So 26p for pineapple, but I reckon it could be a lot cheaper than that if I didn't waste it. 26p. So banana, now banana's probably the cheapest one here. The grapes, by the way, they're 400 grams for £1, so that's 25p 100 grams, but I reckon you lose a bit for the stalk, so I reckon they're about 30p per 100 grams. Obviously it depends if you can buy them for £1 or not. So the next thing, we've got a melon. So this melon was £1.50, this is half a one, so this is 75p. You either scoop this out with your fingers, or you can do it with a spoon. If you had it, I find it easier and I don't waste it. Now this part of the melon is a lot sweeter than this part. You see it's dark green here. This is better. So now we need to put it in segments. So normally you can get 6 or 8 segments out of a melon. You have to be careful here if it's quite big. It's got quite a thick skin on it. Now normally I would cut it like this towards myself, but seeing I'm showing you youngsters, I want to show you how you can do it downwards. So we can cut it like that, then we can cut it when we go round, We need to waste a bit here. We don't have it too near the skin here because it doesn't taste too good too near the skin. So there's one bit. So I reckon this is going to be a lot cheaper than the pineapple. I think partly because I didn't waste it. So even though it was £1.50 for the whole melon, you will get quite a lot of lemon. With one bit, I'll show you how to fan it. So like I said, normally I'm tempted to cut towards myself, which most chefs would, but I'm not going to do that today. So down like this. And then you should, if you slip, you won't cut yourself, basically. I will show you how you could do it, but that's not the way. So most chefs would do it like this, towards themselves, keeping their fingers out of the way, and go like that. But that would be a bit, you'd be better doing it the safer way. So I'm just going to show you one more, because I'm going to do it a whole bit on purpose, because I'm going to fan it. So with this, you can fan it. In restaurants, they could do this for sweet or for starters, but they'd have it something like that with some fruit on it, maybe some raspberry sorbet or raspberry Kool-Aid for like a bit of a starter or something, or some other passion fruit or something on it. So that's going to be a fan, but I'm just going to chop it all up. A fruit salad. I've got a big bowl there, but I'm going to keep it separate at first. Oh, I'm going to weigh it anyway. But I'm going to try and keep it separate in the bowl rather than mix it all up, because we're going to put it on top of the cheesecake like a rainbow. That's going to take a bit of time. So as you can see, I've got more than, that was 191 here. I don't know how much this is, but this is more money's worth. This is 75p's worth of melon. So the pineapple goes in there. This should all go back to 0 once I take that little bit of pineapple out. 0. Put this in here. So the other one is just going to be at least 300 here. But this was 75p, so we need to do some different maths here. Luckily I've got Alexa, saves me using the calculator, especially where it's a weird price. If it was a pound, it'd make it easy. So it's 461 grams here. Alexa, what's 75 divided by 4.64?
75 divided by 4.64 is 16.1638.
So 16p. So as you can see, melon is half the price of grapes. You do have to do a bit of work for it. So man depends which how big the melon is. So did I say 16p for that, was it? Yeah, 16p. My cameraman's nodding. I nearly forgot. Banana. These are well known for being really cheap. So this banana, I've already weighed it. It was 75p a kilo, and obviously you buy them with the skin on. This is 153 grams. So we need to basically do the price divided by 6. So Alexa, what's 75 divided by 6?
75 is usually defined as being 5 more
Alexa,
than 70.
What is 75 divided by 6?
75 divided by 6 is 12.5.
12.5. So was it the better way I worked it out earlier? Because it's 75p a kilo and it's 153 grams. So 6 of them would be nearly a kilo. So it's about 12p's worth. So we're going to say, but we're going to actually do it now. Because it's 75. Now we're going to do it, but the banana's going to be lighter now. So let's weigh the banana. That's 100 grams. 100 grams for 12p, so that's 12p, that's nice and easy, isn't it? I didn't even need the calculator. So that's actually the cheapest fruit so far. 12p, 100 grams. Now chocolates and sweets, when you buy them, they're roughly £1 for 100 grams, maybe a bit cheaper if you buy them in packets. If you buy them in the little, when you weigh yourself, you can just do pick and mix. They're normally about £1. In the cinema, they're even more expensive. So banana, be careful with the banana because it does go brown. If the air gets to it, good. Now these fruits here, I'm going to wash these because I'm going to, the other ones I've peeled, so they didn't need washing so easily. So these ones can be washed. So all we're going to lose now is the stalks, and we cut them in half, nice and easy. So I didn't weigh exactly these, I just guessed how much stalks there would be, but you could actually get a punnet, weigh it, and then take out the stalks and you'd be more accurate. As you see, these were quite cheap, they're only £1 a punnet. If they're only £1 a punnet, that's cheap. Because it's quite a lot, 400 grams. Sometimes if you buy a punnet like strawberries, For raspberries, are well known for being quite expensive because you won't get 400 grams in a punnet. They're only about 200 grams for about £2. They're probably about £1, but I'm not using any of them. They're far too expensive. And I don't normally buy strawberries except when they're in season. They taste far better. I've done some taste tests before last year. We live near Titchfield, and you can pick your own, or you can buy the Titchfield ones. They're red all over, and they definitely taste better. So grapes in there, and we just mix that up with some orange juice normally. But I'm going to decorate that before. Now this is a plum. So a plum, I'm not sure how much the punnet was on this, but these can be quite cheap. It's only £1 a punnet. You cut it round that there and spin it out. Now this bit here, do not get this out with a knife just in case you slip. You take it out with your finger, if not get a spoon in there. Because if you get a spoon, to show you a spoon, you don't cut this out with a spoon, but they will easily go through the flesh here. Look, they will easily go through the flesh. So don't use a knife just in case you slip. So I'm going to cut this quite small. I would normally only cut it like that. But this is, I reckon this is going to be one of the colours on our rainbow. Not sure which one that is. Indigo. Maybe indigo? What do you reckon? Violet? My cameraman's modelling up violet, so we're going to. So I'm going to do this nice and small. I don't know how we're going to do this. So I'm going to do it so it's round. So I'm going to do it like little chunks so we can make a. Might have to get one and do another one for that, so I can get it. Or make it. Oh, maybe go it like this. And when I go round, I can make it looking like the rainbow. That might be the easiest way. I might have to do one more of them if I need to. So I'm going to put that on the tray rather than bit now. Apple. This one's not very good. It's getting a bit old. It's the last apple I've got. This one, I'm not exactly sure how much they are. They're about 25p apples normally. You get about 4 to a pound depending what size. This bit, I'm going to keep the skin on, but obviously take this bad bit off. Cut it in half, quarters, cut the core out. So apples normally a cheap one. Now I've got how many apple trees? A fair few in the garden. About 6 apple trees in the garden. Obviously none at the moment. In the summer, these are free. Especially I've got loads of cooking apple. The cooking apple tree bears far more fruit than the rest put together. But that's a bit been. I put them all in. But that one I put in a little bit before, and it's getting quite big last year. And I've still got loads in the freezer. I normally stew the cooking apples, and I have tubs of them, and we can just make apple crumble, or apple pie or something, or just stewed apple and yoghurt. My wife likes, so we quite often have that. So in here, dice all this up. That's the sort of size you would normally have it. So I might keep some a bit bigger so I can cut it in a minute to put on for the rainbow. That's not of a green apple, which is a shame because I could do green. So apples, so that's 25p's worth there, I reckon. And there's 113p's worth. So 113 grams for 25p, so it's under 25p per 100 grams. I think I divide it by 125 times 1.3. So Alexa, what's 25 divided by 1.13?
25 divided by 1.13 is 22.1239.
I'll do that again, I didn't hear it. Alexa, what is 25 divided by 1.13?
25 divided by 1.13 is 22.1239.
22p, so that's a little bit. So as you can see, banana was way the cheapest. Melon was the second cheapest. Orange, now orange, 30p. Looks quite big at the moment. I'm going to write, 300 grams, nice and thin. The only trouble is, I won't get 100 grams out of that because I'm not going to have the pith.